Hello, everybody out there on Mile High Land. This is Dr. Joel Kinch, Mile High Webcast. I am delighted and pleasured to have me. And what's kind of funny is I'm on the north side of town, north side. You're on the south side of town. We live here in Castle Rock, Colorado. So it's fun doing this with you once a month, twice a month at a breakfast table or at lunchtime. But now we get to do it to whoever's watching, and we're doing it for the greater good of chiropractic. So thank you for being here this morning, Chad.
Absolutely, Joel.
All right, we are here, and if you haven't been, if you're not signed up yet, you have to go to milehighchiro.org. August 18th to the 21st, Colorado is going to be rocking chiropractic in the Mile High city of Denver, Colorado. Get to milehighchiro.org, get your tickets, get a hotel room. If you don't have it by now, you might not be able to get in where we're at the seminar. There's hotels around, but call right now. So Chadwick, if I may call you Chadwick, but I'm going to call you Chad since that's what I call you all the time. I'm excited to talk with you because you have done epic things in chiropractic. So let's start from the beginning. How long have you been practicing, and where did you start practicing?
I started practicing in Charlottesville, Virginia. I've been in practice about 18 years now. And right now, I just live in Colorado, and I get to hang out and have breakfast with you once a month. So, my life is pretty easy right now.
That's a short, very humble way to describe it. But you are a second generation chiropractor. Correct. And as God has it, you are now here in Colorado. And why I'm excited, and why everybody in Colorado should be excited, is that you just got a letter in the mail from the governor telling you what?
Yeah, he appointed me to the board for some unknown reason, but he did.
For some unknown reason, it is fantastic that you stepped up. I know a lot of people are going to be talking from stage about stepping up and making changes in chiropractic and doing what they can to make change. And when an opening came up, the odds were that chiropractors in Colorado were going to be behind the eight ball again by someone stepping up for the board on the other side, if you will. I hate to pull sides on this, but we needed a principal subluxation chiropractor to step up and step to the board, and lo and behold, you did it.
Well, that journey was a little different than anything else I've done in my life. In my life, what I do most of the time is I get a goal, I reach for it, I achieve, I sacrifice the things I need to sacrifice to make it happen. And this, thankfully, I've been humbled in a lot of ways in my life, and gracefully humbled, I think. And what I did is, and you know this, I just sent a letter in. I just filled the application out and sent in a very basic letter. I didn't do anything extraordinary. In fact, I avoided the extraordinary intentionally because I didn't want to sell myself, because I didn't really want the position. I responded because I think that's what God put on my heart to do. So I did. I didn't hear anything for a long time. And I get a phone call. First, I got an email saying, we need to schedule you for your initial interview. And I replied, did the first phone call, and the person who spoke with me talked to me for about a minute and a half about me. And then the rest of the 29 minutes of call were just her saying, is there anything I can do for you? What do you want? And I thought, this is the most bizarre interview I've ever had. And then I was forwarded to the next person. I didn't even know if I was going to get another call, and eventually I did. And that interview lasted about 6 minutes. It was scheduled for 45. And during that correspondence with that person, he opened the call with, well, I think you're the right person for the job. And we hadn't even talked. I mean, I don't understand how this all played out. And it's not up to my own understanding, because sometimes when you respond and you do the right things for the right reasons, things happen the way it should. But I know they had done a very thorough background check. They had done everything they needed to do on their end. And for some reason, a lot of people wanted me in the position because lay people responded from all across the state when they heard that I had applied. So they had, I think it was 79 calls from all across the state from lay people asking them to appoint me to the position.
Fantastic. Everybody stepped up to get you there. So chiropractic over the next years is a lot safer in Colorado because you're there. So from me to you and Colorado chiropractors, thank you for stepping up.
Oh, certainly.
But you said you did a small thing, and I think that's a big thing for people to hear, is that the small thing that you did was huge. You you took a step for chiropractic. You took a step to do it. So everybody out there listening, you've heard from past webcasts that in Colorado, the drive for prescription rights is here. The drive for licensure for getting in and acupuncture, needles, and all this kind of stuff. And not that, again, right or wrong, it's just not chiropractic, not what we want to do chiropractically. We want to keep it as pure and simple as we can. And you being on board was going to help that happen. To get people more to know you in your heart, I think it's important to say when you came here, you didn't leave chiropractic. I know you sold your practice and you had ideas of what you wanted to do, but where you've been led to, I think, is huge in that you now have Epic Missions, EPIK missions.com, correct? And this is one of the two things that you do. And you just got back from where?
I was just in Ghana, where I've been going for the last, 9 years, and then I've been doing Epic Missions since I started that in 2004 in Guatemala. And I speak Friday at Mile High, and then I get on a plane, and I've got to be in Guatemala the next week. And then I'm taking a group of Cleveland chiropractic students because Dr. Cleveland came to me and he says, our students are in a mess, the school's in a mess, and we need to change things. And I know Epic Missions can, number one, teach them how to be great chiropractors, teach them the philosophy, because every night we're talking philosophy, breaking their life down, breaking chiropractic down, and applying it in a principled way. Not the only step, not the best step they can take, but at least it's a step in the right direction for one of our schools. Now, many of a couple, maybe one school does it right, but at least that's an effort by my alma mater.
Fantastic. And again, the heart of Chad is I'm going to step up locally, even though you say it's a small step. You're stepping up the board here in Colorado. You take chiropractic all across the world with your Epic Missions, and by doing that, you are securing strong chiropractors next generation wise by taking these students there.
Yeah, Joel, I want to talk about that for a minute because I think that the idea or the notion that we have in chiropractic that's so fatally flawed is we, number one, have to have a virtuous group of chiropractors to have an ethical profession. And right now, our virtue is pretty lacking because we try and control or manipulate circumstances to get an ends to a means where it started perhaps during the insurance era. Who knows when it all started? That's a huge discussion, which I'd love to have. This isn't the place for it. But we must find our soul again because it's been sold out. And if we do not reclaim our soul and our principles and our virtue of who we are and what we do, then we've had a huge disservice to our world, because the United States is the world leader. Look, people can debate that. They're wrong. It is the world leader. I travel all around the world all the time. People only want to come to the United States. When I go to these other nations, my whole goal, by the way, epic is Greek for Epicurus, and it's spelled with the Greek way, and it means to assist or help. And I want to assist or help those indigenous people create chiropractic for themselves in its true form, so that they will not be dependent on anyone else, especially the drug companies and medicine, which is, they're trying to dominate the markets in these developing nations. It's our responsibility to stand against that. Why should we take something that's so pure, so wonderful, so precious, and then we soul it? We ruin it. We throw it into the ground. We destroy it. I'm trying to take that to the rest of the world so that when they're doing what they're doing, Joel, it's right. And look, you can't insulate that from taking place. You can't stop it from going down the path we're on. Dr. Chris Kent made a post.
I was going to bring that up,
And his post is so right. The profession is not in better shape now than it was when he entered or when I entered.
That's exactly where I was going to take it with what you had said. And if you haven't read that post from Dr. Kent, and everybody knows who Dr. Kent is, and he posts this very humble come to BJ post of, look, I'm 65, I believe he said he was, and chiropractic's not better off than when he arrived, and so he's going back to Sherman to teach students to do his part. Pretty phenomenal. Exactly what you're doing. So if you're watching this and aren't going to Mile High, especially Colorado chiropractors, you have to come hear Dr. Chad's message from stage. He's shared bits and pieces of it with me, but we have a local hero here in Colorado who's taking chiropractic. I get, just take it. Just smile and say thank you, Chad. We go through this all the time. Step it up on board. He's around the world with chiropractic. He teaches through Simplicity, practicesimplicity.org, another website for people to go find out about you. And you're going to be on stage telling people about chiropractic. So if you would do these people watching a blessing and share with them what you shared with me, the hook of what you're going to be talking about at Mile High.
What I'm going to be talking about is our identity versus our personality, and we've become a personality-driven practice. We have adopted other people's ideas about who we should be or what we should be to be successful or be good or be right or do chiropractic the proper way, and we've lost our personal identity. And that's one of the greatest tragedies. It's why we have a hollow profession right now. The profession, chiropractic, is solid. We're hollow, and we are part of the profession. If I were to spin this for a moment, for those of you who may be Christian, know that the body of Christ is supposed to be the church. Well, the church is about as broken and hollow as it can be right now. And for chiropractic, the profession, the practitioners are pretty broken and hollow. Not all of them. There's amazing people out there. But the problem is so many of the new ones coming out and so many of the ones that are established are just lost. And it's time for us to invigorate our own identity, to find who we are as individuals and then be willing to be strong in that, and then take that strength we have as who we are and build on our foundation, our principles in our profession. And really, they're not any different. They intertwine and coalesce. That's what we teach in our Simplicity programs. It's like, they're the same. And I know that's what Danny and Michelle are trying to do with Mile High. It's like, get real, people. Get to the point where you can be so genuine and come from that place of integrity in your life where you're not trying to always scheme and create things that are not ours, whether it's medicine or insurance or whatever it is. It's just a lie.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. And again, milehighchiro.org. It's August 18th to 21st here in beautiful Mile High City of Denver, Colorado. And you mentioned Danny and Rochelle, and why I love that you're now going to be on stage is his vision when he called 4 or 5 years ago to set this up is this tent, this chiropractic tent here in Mile High, where the tribe can come together of chiropractic. Whether you are the networker, the amped guy, the ML guy, whatever it may be, chiropractors can come together under the tent and fellowship and come together for chiropractic. Get our identity back. Get the identity of chiropractic back, and as tribes go out to the different cities and countries where you come from and take chiropractic back. And I think that's going to be important for people to hear from you, that you are doing it locally and doing it internationally and with heart and soul, and it's going to be a fantastic weekend, and I'm so happy and proud that you're going to be there. Thanks for joining us there.
Thank you, Joel. My pleasure.
For everybody out there, quick, Epic Missions, EPIK missions.com, practicesimplicity.org. Those are how you can find out more about Dr. Chadwick Hawk. And more importantly, you can see him August 18th through the 21st. Specifically, you said Friday you're speaking.
Friday. You got to be there Friday. So everybody get registered, be there Friday.
Fantastic. And Chad and I will see you there with smiling faces. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Like our page on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Mile High Chiro.